And now for the show that's truly too hot to handle. It's The Melting Pat, and it starts right now.
You're listening to The Melting Pat. Here's your host, Pat Johnson.
Why, thank you, Jerome. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show, The Melting Pat. Thank you so much for being here today. We got some stuff going on, man and woman and ladies. But if you're subscribed to the Patreon, you can see me in my ridiculous headband. It's not ridiculous. I look ridiculous in it. It's not a ridiculous headband, but it's my Hail Hydra headband while I'm wearing my Spider-Man t-shirt. So I marveled up and it matches color-wise. And so do my shorts, black and red. So how about that? I match all over the place. Didn't even think about that. It's just a headband that I pulled out and put on my desk today. So there you go. You can see all of that and see me try to focus on the camera here. If you're subscribed to the Patreon, themeltingpat.com has the information there. Today on the show, what are we doing, Pat? What's going on? Well, you just heard a little bonus, too. Not a little, but it was like 20 minutes. I've been doing this a while already. I got a little reel. So I actually got kind of pissed off during that. So check that out. If you have $5 and then you cancel after a month, that's fine. You give me like $3.80 and that works for me. And if enough of you subscribe, then I'll buy a real camera. Maybe I'll do some more video stuff. Sound good? No? All right. Anyway, on today's show, I had some stuff happen. We got a new setup here a little bit. An update with the kid. I got a new phone. We'll talk about all that stuff. There is a town in Maine that shut down last month because one of their clerks quit, so we'll get into that. We got some fan mail, and then I think that's it for the show. Not a lot going on because, well, I've been busy with work and stuff. So we'll get to all of that. But first, we have a new song from our friends Quiet. Did I say that right? It's our friend. We had Michael on the show several months ago, and their new EP called Normal. There's a question mark. I'm not forgetting what it's called. So their new EP is out now. We had Michael on the show several months ago. We played one of their songs. We had a great conversation. The link will be in the show notes because it was really fun. Should I have had him on again? I don't know if I could have swung the scheduling this time around, but I'm sure it's fine. So their EP is out. It is called Normal. You can get it where you get your songs. And this song, there are a lot of choices here for the riff to get to the end here to do afterward. So we're going to make a decision, I guess, I hope anyway, in the next few minutes. This song is called Freak Show. Again, it's our friends Quiet. It's The Melting Pat. Be right back.
Spinning out blood is what I do best. Pick myself up like I'm back from the dead. But you're looking at me like I got two heads. We'll cut them both up and don't come back again. If the skin on my teeth means anything, it's I'm not the type of person you thought I'd be. Push me back down and say I can't, but I pick myself up like I'm back from the dead. 'Cause breaking all yours makes me so never believing I can do this all on my own. I'm a freak show, I need you with these words.
And there you have it, our friends. Quiet. Their song Freak Show from their new EP, Normal. That's all available now. The link to get that will be in the show notes at themeltingpat.com. My thanks to the band. And check out also my interview with Michael from the band. It's at themeltingpat.com. You can find more from them at, I believe it's bandofquiet.com. And if you want to look up the band in your iTunes store or whatever you shop on, it's QU exclamation point ET. That's why we go quiet. I don't know if that's right or not, but there you go. Freak Show, the song, the EP, Normal. It's out now, so go get it. Yeah! I feel like I screwed that one up, but Michael, if you listen, let me know if you at least appreciated the effort, because I listened to it, and then I had to remember all the stuff that I have to say, and then I kind of mucked the riff. So my bad. I'm not going to try it again. Bandofquiet.com for more from them. My thanks to you, my friends. Are they on tour, by the way? Do we know that? I know they played some shows when the EP came out a month ago, but I don't know if they're doing anything at the moment because I don't look things up. You know this. So there you go. Check them out. Tell them I sent you, and maybe Michael will remember who I am, or maybe he won't. I honestly don't know. There you go with that. There's your song for today. I kind of like this. Thank you to Chris Fox from Ruby Bones for suggesting kind of forcefully that I should play the song first. It's actually worked out pretty well on these last few shows. So thank you. I will be playing, I'll play Ruby Bones. I can't speak tonight, man. I'll play some Ruby Bones at some point during the course of the stuff here. But we got some new songs from our friends and maybe some new friends making appearances as well. So we'll see what we can get to. If you want to feature your song or you want to feature a certain song or artist, let me know. Themeltingpat.com is where you find all that stuff to get in touch with me. So there you go. All right. Let's start the real show, shall we? How long have we been doing this? I have no idea. Well, for the regular people, maybe about 7 minutes. And for the other people, yeah, much longer than that. So if you paid for this, you got more of me. How about that? How about that? What is this on my phone? Is there someone missing? I don't know what that means. I got a new phone and I got a weird alert I've never seen before. So I hope everything is still working. I think we're good, right? At the very least, the audio will be working, which is what's important for the main people. So anyway, so Pat, what have you been up to lately? Well, I will tell you, my friends. We got a new setup. I ordered. So the cable that I've been using for years is like 6 feet long. And in my apartment, I needed that because of the way I was set up. I kind of needed to have a longer cable just to make sure everything would work out. And then really, as I think about it now that I said it out loud, maybe I didn't. Maybe I only needed like a 3-foot cord. But then when I would have guests, I would for sure need the longer cables because of how far apart we're sitting. So it's done its job. They've done their jobs. I still have them. I'm not getting rid of them because I will have guests again at some point, I hope. So in my new setup here, so what happens with the studio is my mixer, so I'm at my desk, and my mixer is off to the right on a table that's kind of like close to the floor. So I needed a longer cable that way. But I got this new interface that now sits on my desk. And so I do not need a 6-foot cable. I need like 4 feet. And I got this new dynamic booster, which gives me some more volume. At the very least, for interviews, I think I mentioned this. I got a little dynamic booster that will at least give me some more oomph when I'm talking to people so they can hear what I'm saying when we're having conversations. So I had that. It doesn't really fit in my microphone, so I had to run a couple of cables, and using 2 6-foot cables when I only need like 3.5 to 4 feet of wire here, it wasn't working. So I ordered some 2-foot cables, and that package got lost somehow. So then I was like, all right, well, I need to do something here. So I ordered 2 18-inch cables. So a foot shorter than what I wanted, but it worked. I did it for a week because then I was like, oh, this will be good. And it kind of worked a little bit. I kind of wanted a little more slack. And then I ordered the longer cables, and they showed up the other day, and that's what I'm using now. And they work great. Like, it's exactly what I wanted. And it's giving me like that extra foot of cable is giving me exactly what I need. So yay, cables, hooray. So now it's a lot cleaner here. I'm less likely to trip on stuff. Like remember last year when I almost fried my computer because I tripped over my air conditioner, my little portable fan air conditioner thing wire, and it fell, and I almost fried my PC with some good old H2O. So I'm trying to get as much stuff off the floor here as possible. So I did that. So we're good. I like it. I am going to switch the channels here from channel 1 to channel 4. Give me a little bit more slack over here at the end. But that's not for you to even worry about because you can't see it. So not even if you're on the Patreon can you see it. So there you go with that. So yeah, the setup here has changed a little bit. I don't think the sound has changed dramatically. I mean, there's a little more, like I said, a little more oomph with the booster, so that's really helped out. But I hope the sound doesn't change dramatically. Anyway, let me know if you notice a major difference, and I'll try to change things up if you want. But there you go. In kiddo news, he's climbing some stairs. Yes. Fanfare, thank you. That's kind of crazy. And when I wrote this down in the notes for today, and I think back to when Alvaro and Ron, Kim Jong-il, were on the show, the first time Alvaro was on in, I guess it would have been October 2015, like episode 6 or 7 of the show, like very early on in the podcast. I had them on, and I remember when Alvaro was like, it was talking about like, oh, they talk about, I don't know how we got on the topic of kids and stuff, but it's like, oh, kids walk all the time and and parents are excited about it. And that was going through my head when I wrote this down. I'm like, he's going to hear this if he listens, and he's going to go, damn it, I made fun of that, and he's here celebrating it. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, just a funny thought I had that was connected to nothing else except, yeah, kids walk all the time, he said. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And now that my kid walked for the first time, like by himself, really like climbed the stairs, like Jill had her arm behind him, but he legit climbed up himself, like 4 or 5 stairs. He's just like, boop, all right, here we go. Getting down was, she helped him do that, not we. I stood there and took a picture. But he's moving around a lot more, which is good, but it's also scary because I was talking to somebody at his party. I do not remember who I was talking to, but maybe I said this to more than one person. And I was like, yeah, it's really hard to kind of let him explore things and not be a helicopter dad while also trying to keep him safe, keep him from like, hurting himself. So it's kind of really hard balance in that way. And that's really like the stressful part of this right now. So, but he climbed the stairs. So that's pretty awesome, right? Yes. Thumbs up for the patrons. So that's really exciting. It's really scary too, because now I got to really get on him. Maybe we'll get a helmet for him. That'd be funny, right? That'd be funny. Get him a helmet. That'd be great. I also found out he loves James Bond Jr. So this is like totally random thing. We put on stuff on YouTube for him to kind of just let him hear music and stuff. And he loves Taylor Swift. And maybe are we bad parents? Probably. But anyway, just to kind of settle him, and like while we're going in to make dinner, we can put that on for him, and he'll settle down, and one of us can sit with him, and the other one could go do a thing, whatever. So did any of that make sense? I have no clue. So I randomly just thought of the James Bond Jr. theme song, not the cartoon, the video game, the music for Super Nintendo. And I'm going to put it in for the podcast people here. Patrons, sorry. You know what? I'll do it anyway. There it is. There was me, and then there was the real thing that you all just heard in the free land. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if like that music's on YouTube, if we can put it on, because I just randomly thought about it. I'm like, that's a really good beat. And then I saw there was like a long play of the game, and I was like, oh, I mean, the rest of the game's music's got to be pretty cool, right? Haven't played it in a long time, but the rest of the game's music's got to be pretty nice, right? So I put it on, just ran, like Jill was out somewhere, so just me and him. And I was like, oh, I want to hear that music, like, I'm like, oh man, let's put that on. So then I put it on, and immediately he's in his little playpen in the living room, and I'm on the couch. And so I turn it on, and I get up and grab my drink, and the music starts, and he just drops his toy and looks up at the screen, and he's just completely mesmerized by the music, by the colors, by the movement, and all that stuff. And I'm like, God damn, This is awesome. And so we sat there. I'm like, oh, I'm probably like, I'll have this on for 15 minutes or whatever, not even. And then it'll get fussy and I'll have to go. We'll figure something else out, right? So the video was like 45 minutes long. I just left it on. We watched the whole thing. It was hilarious. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, all right. I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, remember this part. Remember that part. Never got to that part. Oh, that's how you do that. And, that kind of stuff, right? And he just completely mesmerized the entire time. 45 minutes. I just left it on. And that's how I spent part of my day that day, watching a playthrough of James Bond Jr. on Super Nintendo via YouTube. And the kid loved it. It was fantastic. And I just like a random little, like a Saturday afternoon, just a random thing. Mom wasn't home. So I was like, let's try this. Maybe that'll help. And it did. And I loved it. And I have put it on for him since, and he's still really into it for now. So I think that's pretty cool. So a lot of riffs, a lot of mouth riffs today. I don't know if I'll call the episode that, but freaky mouth riff hour. I don't know. So yeah, so that's fun. And then I got a new phone the other day because so I had an LG. I don't want to usually mention company names, but I don't care. I had an LG phone for like 3 years. We moved down here. We switched providers, and we got it was free, or it was like $10 or something with your sign on, your activation with the plan or whatever. So I'm like, all right, fine, great, no problem. I'm paying a lot less money for the phone bill now than I was before. So we got the LG, whatever it was, and I'm like, okay, great. And generally with my electronics, like I'm the worst customer for tech people, like PCs and gaming stuff and phones and all this stuff, because I don't go out and get the newest thing right away. Like whatever I have, I run it into the ground, and then I go buy the newest thing, or like the next newest thing, like not like the number one model, like the number 2 or 3, like newest thing, so I can use that for a while. So that's generally what I do. So I had this thing, and a lot of LG customers were getting this error, this little pop-up thing that said, oh, something keeps stopping. I'm like, okay, that's a problem, but I could still use my phone. Like, it was killing my battery, which, whatever, but I could still text, I could still get on, do all my stuff. I could receive phone calls, but I could not make any phone calls. So I said, all right, well, I'd been planning to get a new phone for a while. I was just like, all right, when do I want to actually go do it? Well, this forced my hand. So I went over to the place. It's around the corner, and I said, hey, I need it. And it's really crowded in there, and I'm the only one wearing a mask, because I still wear my mask indoors and everywhere else. Because, well, I got an unvaccinated kid at home. So there you go. So I had my mask on. Nobody else had a mask on. Everybody's kind of crowded in. It's not a very big store. People are like crowded around the front. I'm like, oh, God, get me the hell out of here. So I'm just waiting. I'm looking at the phones. I'm like, oh, I was narrowed down between 2 of them. And then I saw the price of the first one and said, nope. So, so I went over. And finally, someone notices me and says, hey, what do you need? I said, I need a new phone. And so some other employee is like, oh, which one? I'm like, oh, I want this one. It's the OnePlus Nordic N200 or something like that. Like every other phone I've ever had. I've never heard of it, but I don't care, because it does all the things that I need a phone to do. So we had that go down, and I'm like, okay. So the guy goes back and gets it and puts it on the counter and says, hey, whoever's free first, go to him. And people are coming in and out paying their bills, and they have problems or having questions, all this stuff. And I think the person was free, but I didn't really I didn't notice if they looked at me or not, because I turned back to look at the phone again to make sure it's the one I wanted, which I know a little late for that because they already got the phone from the back for me. But so I wasn't really paying attention then, because I didn't want to stand there and like stare at the person and look at them like, come on, it's my turn. Are you done yet? Hurry up. Come on. I never want to do that. I'm really timid in that way. And so finally they called me over and was like, all right, great. So they go through the whole thing. We open up the account and we go through the whole stuff, and they're like, okay, the lady's like, okay, here's the deal. And she said, it's going to be this much. You can get a case. I said, sure, great, no problem. And she's like, do you want me to set it up, or do you want to set it up? And I said, which is easier for you? It's the first thing I said. And then I looked around and I was like, you know what? I'll do it. Because in my head, I'm going, get me the out of this place as soon as possible, because I feel like I've caught COVID 3 times. I felt gross. It was such an icky experience. So I got my new phone, and the whole new phone thing, you got to transfer all your stuff, and you got to re-download all your apps and set all your preferences and whatnot, and turn off all your notifications and stuff. But what I didn't know, because I haven't gotten a new phone in so long, is that you can transfer all your apps and your text messages and all that stuff, as long as I guess you're not switching carriers, right? So you could transfer all that stuff right to your phone. So I'm sitting here like, I deleted all my pictures. I deleted a bunch of messages because I don't need them. I'm like, let me just get, because, back in my day when you got a new phone, you hooked up your old phone, you transferred your contacts, and then like whatever else was on there. And so it took a while if you had a lot of on there, right? So I was like, all right, let me get all this stuff off. I don't need it anymore. And then I get there, or I set up my phone, and I forgot it's all connected through my Google account or whatever it is. And so it's all on there. So I don't have to do any of that. So except for like writing down where I left off with my podcasts. That's it. Everything else was ported over. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, got a new phone. It does all the things that I needed to do. So I'm not like, I was looking at all the iPhones for no reason because I wasn't going to buy one. And they were the most expensive of the bunch. I'm like, I don't need that. And that in that case, like, isn't there a new iPhone like every 7 months? So you kind of have to buy a new one every so often. That's kind of annoying and not what I like to do. So I grabbed this phone that was, cheap and released fairly recently. So at least as far as I remember. So it works out. It's good so far. And now I have a new phone. So there you go. So that all that to say, that's what's going on in Patland. The kid climbing stairs. He's roaming around. He, for some reason, loved James Bond Jr. I got some new wires and I got a new phone. And there you go with all of that. Right? Yes? Perfect. Fantastic. So I saw this story on Twitter the other day. And as someone who has a job, you know what? Nope. Let's not do that. So let me just talk about the story and then I'll throw in my things as we go along. So a town in Maine last month basically had to shut down because they had one clerk and she quit. Kristen Bouchard, I believe is her name. I think that's how you say it. She was the town clerk in, oh my God, Uncle Bill, Mom, let me know if I'm saying this wrong. I'm sure of it. Passadumkeag. Passadumkeag. I can't read, you know that. So my bad on that one. Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but that's okay. So she put in a vacation request for 2 weeks in April. And I think that the person who denied it was a town selectman. I think that's their title. So they said, nope, we got nobody to work for you, so I can't approve your request. So she said, all right, I quit. I'm out of here. So, which I just like, when I was in retail, that would happen a lot where if you wanted to take off, you had to find somebody to cover your shift, which in that type of environment where it's very like, fast paced and whatever, right? You got to find your own coverage. I never really agree. Like, I feel like that's not my responsibility. It's yours as the employer to find people to work in your store. I understand kind of both sides of that though, where like there aren't a lot of people who work here and availability is kind of tight for some people because they may work other jobs, which was the case from the store where I was. And I guess it kind of made sense. But at the same time, like, you can either say no, so I'll come in and work, or you could say yes and figure it out from there. Like, it shouldn't be on, you know what, I'm going to, I know I just said that I could see the other side of it, but I'm going to take a hard line here and say, as the employer, it's your job to find people to work. It's not my job to figure out if somebody can work for me. So maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it a wrong way, but in my opinion, if you are going to grant me a request off, it is not my responsibility. Like, that should not be contingent upon me finding someone else to work, or like, oh, we can't find anyone else to work, so you have to do it. We can't grant your request. That's not on me. It's not my problem that you didn't hire enough people to do this job. And so, yeah, I know I really did a kind of a 180 there, but the bottom line is, if your answer to, hey, can I have off, is no, there's nobody else to work. All right, what's that got to do with me? That's gonna, like, it's not my fault you didn't hire somebody. There we go. That's what I want to say. So in the real world, I would say, if somebody is off and can't work, what if she was out sick? What if she got injured? What if she had to be in the hospital for 2 weeks, right? What if it was a vacation? Would the town have shut down then too? Right? Because then they found, oh, there's nobody to work, so none of this stuff is happening. So then the boss, whoever, would approve or deny the request for the vacation, would generally have to do the work if there's no one to work for them. Because it's not like there's another clerk who couldn't do it. There's only one. Like, there was only one clerk for whatever reason in this town. There are only like 350 people in this town, but still. So I guess maybe you don't need to have another clerk, but if somebody, they can't work all the time, right? And you want to go somewhere, you got to go on vacation, you got to go, like, again, what if you get sick, right? Then what happens? Like, I mean, really sick, like in the hospital sick, right? So that's just poor planning from this town. But really, what happens with my job is if somebody quits or somebody can't work, we all kind of pick it up, right? It doesn't just sit there undone. We got to do it. So you kind of parse it out among whoever's left, right? Whoever's there, whether it's supervisor or whoever, you just kind of figure it out from there. So I don't know, maybe this town selectman should have taken the reins at the desk there and taken care of the business, because this woman, as the clerk, handled records, licensed pets, registered vehicles, and was the town liaison for the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, among other things. So, do you mean to tell me that this town in Maine has not had any of those things available for 2 months? Because this woman quit April 7th. Today, when I'm recording this, is May 25th. So this will come out on the 20, whatever that date is. So you're telling me that for 2 months, almost, no one has been able to register a vehicle or license a pet, meaning I think that means like a service animal, or, deal with the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife or any kind of records, right? Nobody's been doing that for 2 months in this town. I mean, 356 people or whatever it is. How often do you need that, right? I mean, they hired a clerk part-time, but you kind of have to plan. Like there's a commercial for, what is it? The insurance, where it says only pay for what you need. And in my opinion, and I've heard this from other insurance people, I think some of them may listen, that's really dumb to do. Because if you only pay for what you think you're going to need, something else happens, you're right? Like you don't want to, that's the dumbest thing. Like, oh, pay for only the minimum of this because you don't need da-da-da. All right, what if something else happens that's not in your coverage? All right, well, too bad. You should have thought about that, right? And that's kind of where I am with this, because they should have thought about, hey, what happens when this person can't work for 2 weeks? Not just like on vacation, but like if they legit can't come to the office. Well, like, what if she breaks her leg and she can't, or like, I guess break your leg, you can still go to the office at some point. Like what if she's in a coma for 2 weeks, right? Then what do? Nobody does this stuff until she gets back. So I'd like to know who's been doing these clerical functions since she's quit, right? Did they hire someone else? Because reportedly she made $13,500 a year and worked 16 hours a week, but she said she often came in on her days off to get stuff done. So that tells me two things. Well, you have to do one of two things. Hire another part-time clerk to handle the load when that person can't go, or the extra stuff so this person doesn't have to come on their days off, right? Or hire a full-time person. I'll do it. Pay me as much or a little more than what I get paid right now. I'll work full-time. Give me my, it's a state job, right? So you get good benefits and a pension, right? So let me do all that. Is it a union job? Probably. Hope so. So I'll do it. And Maine is nice. So I will do it. I don't know, man. It's just like when somebody quits at my job, or when somebody can't come to work, or, well, yeah, they quit too. But when somebody doesn't come to work at my job, we all just got to do it. Like we handle our business and take care of it because it has to get done either way, right? So how do you not do that if you're a whole town? I don't understand. I mean, I guess, no, I actually don't. There's no other thought. I don't understand what the deal is there. So there you go. I just, like, how do you not have that? How do you not, like, you're a town. How do you only have one clerk and then you have no backup plan for when this person can't come to work? I don't know. I do not get it, but there you go. So I hope that town whose name I cannot pronounce has figured it out, and they've hired another clerk. If you want me to do it full time, I'll do it, but you got to pay me a little more money than that. So so there you go. We will wrap today with some fan mail. I found these questions. They got bounced to my my junk folder. They came in through the website, and I get a lot of spam comments on that. So it takes me a little bit to sift through the other ones, but don't stop sending them. I appreciate it. No matter when you send them, we'll get it, and I'll do it on the show if you'd like, or I'll just answer it, whatever. So send me all the things at meltingpat.com if you'd like to have me answer the questions, or if you want to suggest a topic, we can do that too. So, hey, Pat, if somebody paid you to perform your EP, would you do it? Why not? First of all, thank you. Second of all, I love that you already know the answer, right? Because no, I'm not doing that. The out of here. Well, how much money are we talking? Are we talking like $50? Because that's a no. Are we talking like, I don't know, $1,000? Because I'd consider that. I mean, there are only, technically 9 songs. I mean, 8 actual songs in the intro. So it's like 30 minutes? Don't pay me $1,000 for 30 minutes. Oh my God. Could you imagine? All right. Don't pay me $1,000 for 30 minutes of that. Because that's, I guess 2 things would have to be, I'd have to know when it is. So I need to know when it is. But I'd need enough time to get back into the groove of actually playing guitar and singing all the songs and whatnot, because I'm really out of practice. And 2, it'd have to be a good chunk of money, because I hate performing. So I guess it would depend. How much money are we talking? And how much time do I have to prepare? But in general, the short answer to your question is no, because I hate performing. But I suppose I could be bought for the right price. Does that help? Is that better? Should I make a committed answer? All right, you know what? Fine. If you want a real committed answer, it's no. I don't want to do that. So there you go. And the next one, the last one we'll wrap here with, is a 2-part question. Hey, Pat, I know you like Taco Bell breakfast. How do you feel about that new commercial that seems to be running everywhere all the time? And we'll do that first, and then the second part. I hate that commercial. The one like, oh, best roommate ever. It was like breakfast in bed, and it's for the breakfast box. You know, the girl brings it in and says, oh, breakfast in bed. I'm like, oh, favorite roommate ever. It's so annoying. Oh, it's awful. And also, once you're done with that, I have another one. Thank you. Why'd you write all this? Why are you making me read all this? No, it's fine. I appreciate it. Which Mountain Dew flavor is your favorite? Oh, this is a good one, though. Thank you. Years ago, it would have been the OG, because I used to really like Mountain Dew, the original, the OG Mountain Dew. But I got a 12-pack of it not too long ago, because Jill drinks a lot of Pepsi. And so one time I was like, oh, you can save money if you buy 3, because I drink Coke most of the time. So I was like, oh, you can save some money if you buy 3 like Pepsi products. And I'm like, all right, so I'll get Mountain Dew. I'll save a little bit of money. So I had a 12-pack of it. I'm like, I got the first can. I'm like, I don't really like this anymore. I finished it because I'm a trooper, goddammit. But yeah, I learned that about myself not too long ago, that I don't really enjoy the original Mountain Dew. But if I have to rank my 3 favorite, it would go, let's go from 3 to 1. Kickstart, because of the citrus, it's really good. Code Red, it's a classic. And number 1 for me is Livewire. And I think part of it is because it's kind of scarce around here. Like, it's a citrusy, summery something or other. It's just a really good, like, summer flavor. And it's good that I'm wrapping up here, because I got to go up and do kid stuff. So yeah, if I got to rank them, Livewire number 1, Code Red number 2, Kickstart number 3, OG somewhere on the list, and that weird like cotton candy, watermelon something or other is disgusting, and I don't like that. So yeah, hope I answered your question. It's Livewire is my favorite Mountain Dew. So there you go. That's our show. We're done. We did it. I got to get out of here because I got stuff to do. So next week I'll have a question for you. If you were team mom or dad, what would be your go-to snack for the team? So let me know about that. Thanks to Quiet for the tune, bandofquiet.com for more from them. So go check them out, themeltingpat.com. Check me out. That's where all my stuff is. I still didn't get the URL, but the network is on Red Circle. The link will be in the show notes for What Lurks Behind Podcast Zero, Wilhelm, Panels of Pixels. All the shows are up there. So go handle all that. I think we're good, right? I hope so. Yes, great, perfect. This has been an 8 Boiler production. I know, I'm like an auctioneer. I got to go. Thanks for being here. G-Love and Special Sauce with cold beverage. They're going to play us out as they always do. Philadelphonic.com for more from them. And that is all for me today. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, have fun. Be safe. Thank a veteran. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated and boosted when you can. And of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do. We're good. Yes. Perfect. Oh, boy. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you next time. You've been inside the melting pat. Yeah, we got to go. Go crap open a cold one.